Hello, so I had a request from one of my subscribers, Lorraine, hi Lorraine, to do a video that kind of explained the timings of when I was in hospital for my operation, and I've sort of tried to think back over the day of my op and work out the timings. So I've written it down and I'm going to read it. I was the only surgery that happened on my op day, but I hear that it's normal for them to have 3 people per day. I was told to arrive at 12:30. Other people might have been asked to arrive at 7:30, but I didn't have to go in until lunchtime. I arrived and I didn't have to sit in the waiting room. I went straight through into the consultation room, and they gave me a gown to change into and the slipper socks, and there was a nurse and she also had a student nurse with her. They went through the pre-surgery checklist. Then the surgeon and the anaesthetist came to see me. They also had me do a pregnancy test, which was interesting because I'd just been to the research, I'd been to take part in the research study for the reproductive health, and I'd had an internal scan, and the doctor that did the scan had asked me to go to the toilet and empty my bladder so that she could perform the scan. And so then I went up and the nurse wanted me to do a wee so they could do a pregnancy dip test, and I did not have anything left in me because I'd just emptied my bladder to have a scan done. But I did say to them, you know, the doctor from the reproductive health study literally had a probe up there 15 minutes ago. If you need confirmation that I'm not pregnant, you could give her a ring and she can tell you that she did not see any little guests in my uterus on the scan. So once everyone had done all their checks and things, I said goodbye to my wife and I walked through the corridor to the operating room. They got me to get up on the bed and lay down on there, and they put a blood pressure cuff on me, and they were all chatting to me while the anaesthetist put the cannula in the back of my hand. They told me that I would feel a bit drunk for a few seconds and then I'd fall asleep. And there was a clock on the wall, and I think it said it was like 1:20, 1:30 in the afternoon. And the next thing I knew, I was waking up in recovery. I think it was just after 5 o'clock. There might have been a clock out on the wall, but I'm not sure. And I was sort of in and out of consciousness all the time that I was in the recovery area. I remember the nurse telling me that someone else was going to look after me while he went for his tea break, and then he was going to come back and take me to the ward for the handover. And I think the clock on the ward said that it was about 6:20 when I was actually wheeled into the ward. And then I think maybe 20 minutes, half an hour after that, my wife arrived. The surgeon had phoned her to let her know that I was out of surgery and in recovery. And then I just kind of dozed for the rest of the evening. My blood pressure was quite low, so they kept encouraging me to take sips of water. And then the nurse actually went and got me some IV fluid, and I had a couple of bags of IV fluid that they put through the cannula as well. So hopefully that helps. That's just kind of the timings of the actual day of the operation.